And now, The Bonfire with Big J. Okerson and Robert Kelly.
World debut, I know they gon' fame. Everything
I'm going to re-bring it up, Bobby, because our guests will think it's cooler than you. Didn't really care that much.
What?
Sitting across from Jada Kiss on a plane 2 days ago.
Hell yeah.
Pretty
Hell
cool.
yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, you had to be first.
You get a lot of that, dude.
It's twice now been Jada Kiss. But both times, the unspoken acknowledgement we gave was, and both times almost, I had to look over a white person who had no idea who that was Jada Kiss. Almost confused by the riffraff of me and Jada Kiss being in this area of the plane.
Absolutely.
And then Jada Kiss and me see each other, and then we acknowledge where I give him a nod. Both times, a nod of like, dude, I know you're Jada Kiss. Mm-hmm. And he gives me a nod of like, you've now recognized Jada Kiss. And I accepted it both times. I promise you he didn't remember the other time, last one. My other one was Fat Joe, where I rehearsed my entire plane, the thing I was going to say to him. And then I went up and said it to his face. He looked concerned and then took his headphone out and went, what? And I went, I'm just a fan, and I jogged away.
What did you say?
Yeah, what did you say?
I do a radio show where somebody looks just like you?
No, my plan was...
you look more like Joe.
My plan was... he was talking about himself.
I was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My plan was to say... It was layered. Hey, man, I've been a fan since FloJo came on the box.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Why would you fucking say that?
I've done that.
It's a good line. It was a good line.
I did that
I
once
know the box.
to 50 Cent.
I know FloJo, too.
I did that to 50 Cent one time where, like, I just literally... We had been working together for 2 days, and then finally it was just me and him on the side of the stage, and I was just like, yo, man, I've been around for a long time. Like I remember when you got shot in the mouth, I thought it was over, but I'm so glad to see how far you came.
That's a
Bring up his worst day of his life.
I got one that trumps all
Right. He rubbed the bullet hole when I said that. I'm like, oh.
Like a villain.
Let me introduce
Like a
you guys
villain.
to everybody. It's my fault. I come out of the gates
Like a villain.
fucking swinging for sure. Everybody, you know those voices, and if you don't, you're an idiot. Listen to the No Need for Apologies podcast on Gas Digital. Absolutely. It is the No Need for Apologies boys, Dave Temple and Derek Gaines, everybody.
Yeah.
They're here. They're doing the Let's Get Pizza tour.
Yeah.
With dates. That's why Bobby does comedy. With dates coming up. Bobby's booked dates for pizza. That's not a fat joke.
No,
You've booked dates for pizza.
I was about to attack you.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. It was the best pizza in the country.
Absolutely.
wow. Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Where was? Yeah, that's
It
what
was
this
in-
whole tour is
it
about
was,
for us.
It was in Jersey.
Oh, wow.
Is it Morristown?
You see fucking
I'm
old,
gonna go
see
tonight.
old Bobby come back there? That was OG Bobby coming back there.
What?
You were about to get really angry, like it was an insult. You
about to
told me
attack
you've
you.
done.
Because
yeah.
fat on fat crime bugs me.
Oh yeah, I
You know what
understand.
I mean?
Yes.
If you said it, I'm fine. Well, fat on fat crime brings me back to old Bobby.
It bugs you. It bugs you because you're guilty of it too. We all are.
No, exactly. But I just hate
Fat guy
on,
can't wait for a fatter person to just fucking lay it into them. He goes, whoa.
Yeah.
At least I got control of myself before I was that big.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I apologize.
I ain't that fat.
No, it's in Morristown, Jersey.
Okay.
They have like a tiny little room there, and this kid's been trying to get me to go. The producer for my show, Danny Braff.
Yeah.
Do we do
Oh,
my
yeah,
room?
yeah.
And I was like, and then I saw the pizza guy from Barstool, Dave Portnoy,
Right.
did a thing where he's like, "This is a 9-4."
Okay.
And I was like, that looks like great pizza. He goes, that pizza place is down the road. I go, you get me into that place and get me pizza, and I'll do your show.
Yeah. Okay.
So I went.
You have to get in.
Yeah.
Morristown.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta
That's
kinda-
a rich part of Jersey, too.
You got to kind of, there could be a line a lot of times. But we did, we went in, sat down. The owner came out, gave us a shitload of food, brought the 4 pies out. Of course, Rich Voss showed up. It's right down the street from my house.
He does show up to a show in Jersey.
Yeah, you got free pizza.
He crashed 2 of mine.
Yeah, he crashes
He
shows.
crashes parties.
Pizza.
He crashes shows.
He really does just crash.
Does Voss
a
just
show.
show up to shows in
Dog.
Jersey?
In Jersey.
If it's in Jersey, Voss going to show up, and he going to do 20 before you.
Yeah, he walked in. Uncle Vinny's one night, he just walked by the room and everybody knew who he
Yeah,
was.
it's like, what the fuck?
Like, is that Rich Voss? I'm like, all right, come up, stupid.
He drove down to Point Pleasant
He-
to
yeah.
walk by your show
No,
in front of. It already sucks. Listen, it already sucks that we're being booked to perform in a place that you can walk by and look in the front window
Yeah.
and see you on stage. That already hurts a little bit. And then when someone walks by that draws attention, that's the worst thing. That was the club, Uncle Vinny's, where I had the thing with a lady who just hated my comedy, and she walked out furious. And then her boyfriend or husband, whatever it was, had to walk out after her, but he walked off way later after her, where it was almost like a, hey, dude, you should probably go get your chick. And then he went outside, and they just proceeded to fight in front of like the glass. Like,
Oh, wow.
So I told everybody, I was like, everyone, let's just watch and like let's just watch what happens. Like, anybody want to go outside and see what they're saying? Like, I'm like, there's no reason you cannot do possible comedy when it's like, hey, don't look over your shoulder, but something awesome and crazy is happening.
Absolutely.
Dude, I had my whole show leave because I had a guy on watching the Phillies game or the Flyers game. No, not nice. During the show.
Oh yeah, don't you hate that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and every once in a while I look over, and to the point where I was like, what's the score? Just so that people, because it was like, and then he said something to me, and I was like, fuck you. His wife said something to me. The lady next to him said something to me. I said, fuck you, go fuck yourself. Then his wife came up behind me on stage, this little tiny lady, and she tried to grab the mic out of my hand, and some big guy stepped up in front of her. Then they dragged that fucker out. This guy pushed Dino's brother onto the ground. Then all of my fans who came to see me, they're pretty much, fucking cops and firefighters and just alpha male fucking flag tattoos.
What level? I mean,
and they just all left with them and fucking dragged that guy. So it was just me and a bunch of wives sitting there waiting for their husbands to come back.
Tip your staff and bartender, please.
There's only comedy. No one's ever been performing a concert and someone in the audience goes like, give me the microphone. Give it to me. Like, enough. Give it here.
Yeah.
Like where they just like drunkenly. The interaction is brutal. But yeah, a place where the whole thing, or when they just try to have anything like, no, just keep going on with your show. In Miami last time I was there, the fucking fire alarm. That's a full speech, by the way. Went on for 40 of the 45 minutes I was on stage.
Dude, I had that in Phoenix. The fire alarm went on as I got on stage. Went all the way 45 minutes. And then I was like, guys, all right, I got to go. Good night. As soon as I went back and said good night, it just went boom, done.
Yeah.
Cut off. Yeah. I've done that. Voss shows up in a lot, though. I did Asbury Park.
It's Jersey.
They had a beer room in Asbury Park where they paid me a lot of money to go do this thing, and I did it. And the stage was a balcony.
Oh, shit.
You had to climb a ladder to get.
Is this very Jersey centric? This kind of things? I think I'm doing like a
Yes.
show. Like I have one. I haven't never done a private show in my life, but I have one for like a police, like something.
Good luck.
Sure, no, it's probably going to be bad, but like they're paying like stupid money.
Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
No, no. If something goes wrong in there, those are the people that.
Oh, the cops?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, if someone like talks shit and you got to fucking go at it, yeah, they can kill me and never fucking make sure I'm never found again.
Yeah, you're fucking done.
I know my whiteness, really, whatever kind of white I am, has never really worked out with cops with me.
Damn.
It really
That's
hasn't.
gotta suck.
It doesn't
For
it?
you. Well, yeah.
Of course. No, I'm saying I agree.
yeah.
I wish I had. I've been with people who have been. I'm like, yo, like, or they're getting pulled over or something. I'm like, yo, and they're like, relax. Like, we're a couple of fucking white dudes, and I'm like, oh, this has not been my experience. like it's not been my experience.
It's
I'm like,
probably-
they make me get out of the car and they rip everything out of my glove compartment
It might
box,
be-
and
it might-
they ask me. They
That's
do the
cool.
Yeah.
they do the baton under the
That's
chin.
badass.
Yeah,
Good
it might
for you.
be. It
The
might be.
baton under the chin to look up at them.
Yeah.
It's fucking
It might
wild.
be your fucking Wu-Tang hoodie. Might fucking trigger it. Might just start
Wu-Tang!
Start
Watching
dressing.
Jay relive all those moments in his eyes right now was hilarious too. He
Start
just
dressing like Derek, and you might not have a shot.
Stylish.
I'm just like Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I got
he
all
just-
earth tones on.
Coogee.
He dresses like fucking Rambo.
No, this is full.
This is
full
hip
Coogee
hop
outfit.
Rambo. DJ hip hop Rambo. DJ Cornucopia.
You know, the Coogee. I
Dude,
love
I
Coogee
have a
sweaters.
gold. I have a gold badge. I got the gold badge.
Oh shit! Look at you.
It's a little tiny gold badge you can get when you do this gig for the cops. Whoever books it, you have to go, yo, can I get a gold one of the gold badges? When you have the gold badge in your wallet or with you, all you do is show that gold badge. Go ahead.
Hey,
They let
any
go.
of you pig ethno cleansers?
No, not that way.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I would
Well, they're
just
not
be like-
nice to me.
You get it's like the ultimate PBA card that you
Right.
get, and it comes from the head cop there. He'll give you a gold badge.
Okay.
And when you flap when you get pulled
head
over,
cop.
all you do is you have your license, and then you show the gold badge, and you have to just know the guy's name. Go, yeah, I'm friends with blah blah blah, and you just go. I have a gold badge.
I was with you until you said head cop. Now I'm like, nah, he's full of shit.
The head cop.
The head
No,
cop.
the sergeant or somebody. You know what I mean? Like the
Head cop.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
they
know
pulled
the
the
head.
sergeant out for
The
you.
Grand Wizard cop.
Yeah.
I know him.
Oh, you
I
guys.
know.
Are you
guys
trying to
aren't-
fool
you
black
guys can't
people
get
with
that.
bullshit
Yeah,
cop
exactly.
stories?
That's what it sounds like.
Then the sheriff came over and challenged me to a duel.
I actually brought up. I was on the phone with Colin once when I got pulled over, and I was like, "Hey, check this out. You know Colin Quinn?" He goes, "Yeah," and he goes, "Here's your ticket."
Buddy, I was with Dante Nero one time. We got pulled over driving back from Toronto in the middle of the night.
Apocalyptic Jeep.
Absolutely, it was.
With the cruise horn.
I was driving, Dante was sleeping, and then Rob Mayo, a Canadian comic, was on a thing, a giant antenna playing guitar while he was swinging back and forth. Gang, 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 gang. He had another skull over his face.
Yeah, he sound like that, don't he? Like Rob Mayo's.
Is that the angry comic or something like that?
So no. But we were driving back, and a cop pulled me over. From the time he pulled me over, he goes, "Hey, we're speeding." So it was one of those like a school zone or whatever. It was like it was nighttime though. I don't know. Whatever it was just like I was doing like 35. I don't really speed, but I was like 35 and like a 15 or something. It was such a dumb speeding thing. And he pulled me over, and this is far away from home, so you know it's going to be a pain in the ass if he gives the tickets. Right away, asked me if I'm Jay Okerson, and then I was like, yeah. And he starts going like, "Man, I'm such a fan of yours," and talk to me for 5 minutes about the things I've done that he likes. And then he goes, "Just give me a second, my man." And he went back to his car and showed up with, I think, 3 or 4 tickets he gave. It was something nuts.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
To your show? He had tickets that he gave you?
No. Oh, no, like speeding tickets. That'd be great. Look, man, look, I've got tickets. Will you sign these?
Hey, dude, I don't want these. And here's your ticket.
It was wild. He gave me all the tickets. I'd like fight these tickets.
He didn't cut you a slack.
He didn't cut me
those kind of tickets. Okay.
Oh yeah. No, he didn't give me a break at all.
No,
he was like, I'm a fan. He goes, "Just give me." And when he said, he goes, "Give me 2 seconds, like quick formality. I got to go back," and kind of thing. It sounded like. And then he just handed me. He goes, "Here's these," and he goes, "If you show up to court, though, I won't be there." So that was his break he was giving me. If you show up to court, I go, "Yeah, but I live 7 hours drive from here." So what about that? He was like,
probably already wrote him. He can't. You can't unwrite him.
He's trying to figure out a way to get Big J to come back in town.
"Oh, can you not? Can you not unwrite them, Bob? Because I'll tell you what I've seen before, which made me furious."
What's that?
Tracy Morgan, when he would pull up outside the cellar all the time, and Chris Rock. I watched this happen to both of them.
Yes.
A cop was out there writing the ticket, and then outside Steve would come running out. I'd be like, no, it's Chris Rock or Tracy Morgan. Those are the 2 I remember. And the cop would be like, "Oh, man," he goes, "Tell Tracy, please." And I watched him rip the ticket up.
Yes.
Not even like you have to process it out or something. Like I was writing it, but I'm not going to give it to him kind of thing.
What year was that?
It's a lie.
I've
Was
seen
that
this.
before or after Black Lives Matter?
Well before. Way before Black
I've seen
Lives
it happen
Matter.
with both of them also, where I've seen Tracy come out drunk from upstairs and he's challenging the ticket guy. "Oh, my shit not good? My shit not good? And then the guy, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was you, but like technically it's not good. Like there's no registration." Like, you know what I mean?
You're drunk.
Oh yeah.
You're
Oh no.
high.
He's like,
You're
"I'll
drunk.
let it
This
go.
is a stolen vehicle.
I'll let it go."
Oh,
Who's that
Tracy
child in the
around.
back seat? That child in the back seat is white and not yours.
There's a naked drunk white
An
girl in the front seat.
unregistered Lambo is Tracy Stouter. I've seen a lot of.
Dude, and the guy goes, "I'll let it go if you take a picture with me," right? So which he poses for the picture, but Tracy never stops talking for the picture. And he's like disrespecting the guy. "You see this shit? He don't even have no merch enough in the mind to say he a fan. He just want to post on social media and get likes."
First of all, what merch does Tracy have? What, a Walmart
Walmart
shirt?
t-shirt. I was just about to say the Walmart t-shirt. Got a lot of those.
It's like a Hess truck, but it's fucking smashed in.
God damn.
a Christmas Hess truck.
Yeah, the Christmas Hess truck. Hey, what's a Tracy Morgan Hess truck?
Did you hear the thing with Seinfeld when he pulled up and the guy was giving him a ticket and Steve came out and he goes, "Yo, that's Jerry Seinfeld's car." He goes, "Oh, my son's a big fan. Just tell him to sign the ticket. I'll squash it." He went in. He goes, "Jerry, the guy was just about to give you a ticket. If you just sign it, he'll squash it." He goes, "Tell him to give me the ticket."
I know, yeah.
It's
That's
like,
great.
oh, what a dick.
I know,
You know
but
what-
I also kind of respect that, though.
Absolutely.
Because I have said this.
don't.
When cops when we lived on Fifth Street there and the cops were across the street, there was like 1 or 2 in there that were fans. And the rest of them always treated us like jerk-offs, like all the time. And I would have things where I went over there and I was like, dude, there was a time where the guy used to just like slap his dick around in the window which I would have gone to the cops about. I thought it was funny until I realized we live on a street with a school also.
He would slap his dick in your window of your car?
No, in his window.
He put it on the glass?
Yeah.
I thought it was a guy walking up to your window in your car and just
That's
putting his
crazy.
dick in
Dick
there.
slapping the
Kinda-
cars.
That's kind of fucking
Take
badass.
dick slap all
He'd
these
take a
parked
shower
cars.
and he would just like scrub his dick.
Where
with
is this? Let's go.
No.
I want to go see that.
It was the second floor, and the window to the shower was on the street, and he would just face the street, like really scrubbing his dick every day.
like a romance.
It was his
Like just
routine.
in
Wait,
Yep.
was his shower in the window?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, because I had an apartment like that in Flatbush. I would do that, but I was on the 4th floor. So
Yeah,
I
but he
figured I
also
was
had
good.
he also had a curtain. You also hope people were looking at your beautiful dick.
Yeah.
Because I would do that too, but it was the 4th floor. Still, I did it like this.
That's so funny.
It does feel good though, having an open window in the shower and just letting all of that cold air in.
I
while
would
you're
never
showering.
in a million fucking years have my dick in a window.
No,
that any,
no
I-
funnel shot in the shower?
I
With
actually,
cold air
You
coming
ain't got
in.
enough hang?
if my wife walks in, I turn and face the corner like Blair Witch. Are you crazy?
Don't come in
behavior.
yet. Don't come in
Jay
yet.
showers in the dark.
I do. And then if Christine walks in the shower, if Christine walks in the bathroom or in the shower, I do the head immediately out of the things like, what are you doing here? I'm getting out in a second. Don't look at it now.
Oh God, I am such a strutter. You don't understand how
you
much
should
I
be.
am naked, even when it's cold in the house. Okay.
Jay was giving me shit a couple weeks ago because I was hanging out with you late night.
Oh, that was great.
He was calling me a fucking boomer, and that he was calling me a fucking boomer that I should go home.
Yeah.
And
But we snapped on everybody.
we were
I felt so great to be able to snap with Bob.
We
We were
had-
snapping on other comedians. It was great.
They were
dog.
all. I was at the cellar. It was fucking boring.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm out. I walk around the corner. You're hanging out. I'm like,
we
all
on the
right,
court. We having a good time.
There's some shit over here, and we started smashing.
Dan Davies.
Dan Davies, this fucking South
Through his
Africa. Where's
book in
he
the
from?
street. Oh,
Let me
you
see
talking
him.
about Trevor Noah's opener.
Trevor Noah's opener
He
was
had
there.
some African dude, and it was bad.
Oh my God, we were fucking calling him "Coming to America." He should have a lion on his shoulder.
All kinds of shit.
We were smashing that fucking idiot.
It was bad.
And he was trying to come. We made him American black.
Oh God.
Dan did. We threw his joke book all over the street. Remember that? When we talked.
We were fucking with his stupid mustache that he grew just so he could get in with SD.
Traveling the country just to get bullied.
What was the other kid's name?
It was me, Dan Davis, the dude.
Who was the
else
African
snapping
dude?
with us?
Who was
I don't know. I don't know. It was
Oh,
just
you
the African dude.
oh,
I
you
didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know?
He doesn't
was
have to
trying
know people
He was
to-
with Matt
yeah.
Richards trying to chum up with Matt because Matt hosts all the shows.
Ah, dude.
So we was like, yo, who the fuck is dude? And
then-
he was like, some dude from Africa. And then when you came around, you was like, well, this is the guy.
He was trying to snap back with that
It was
fucking
bad.
aristocrat.
It was bad.
Why you do this stuff to me? Some shit. And we were fucking. And then he finally went.
That was
Listen.
Will.
He finally went like this. He goes, "Listen, motherfucker."
Yeah.
And we was like, do that. And we was like, talk
Broke
black.
that
Talk like
character.
that.
Talk
There
like
you
that.
go.
Yeah, it was great. And he tried a few times, but then he went back to Africa. He was like, yo, man, just get out of here, dog. Just beat it.
That was fun. That was like old school.
That was great. We was throwing joke books around, snapping on people.
I
telling them
just
they stink.
remembered my first ever, like, the ball bust of comedy, like an older comedian, versus being like how you would handle that not in a comedy, like older comic, younger comic, like setting, where they do something so shitty, but you're like, I think I'm gonna punch this guy. Like, no, you can't punch that guy. Like he's one of the big dogs here, or whatever.
Right.
But I remember like walking up those. You remember the Laugh House? There was stairs right away.
Yep.
And I got to the top of those stairs, and it was like the first week. I believe I started bringing like. I was like, I'll carry around a spiral notebook with a pen because what if thoughts come to my head, and I gotta jot some stuff down. And it was the top of those steps that somebody goes, "Is that your joke book? Let me see it." And then just to threw it all the way down, and you have to go down and get it.
Down the steps.
And just accepting those things.
And as it landed, there was nothing in it.
Have you ever?
It just said Jay Okerson with his address and his phone number. If found.
Ah, your spiral notebook. It stinks. And it's empty.
And it had stickers from his childhood on it.
It's garbage sale kids.
He decorated
He
before he,
got
wrote
doodles
shit
in it. He been doodling in it.
The stamp property of.
Well, I started at a time too where there was a time to do all the things I remember doing. Because I started at that Laugh House, and you were just taking advice from like people who were like low level in it themselves. Mm-hmm. but they just been doing it for a year or two.
Don't you hate that?
And kind of navigate it. So I mean, the things I went to Office Max and got like a cheap. I was like, I'm going to be needing a lot of business cards from people. So I go,
I did that.
let me get a thing that's got like a flip page of just business cards. So I could take everyone's business card and call them for spots and shows.
Oh, you
and,
had the thing where you put the business
the
cards in it?
Rolodex.
Yeah, Rolex.
Oh, that's
not a
funny.
Rolodex, like almost like a baseball card, but small.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But that was just part of like, but it was that. It was an address book where you'd have to write everybody's thing down.
Shit.
It's so bizarre, but not knowing and taking those advice things too. Dude, my first and only business card. But someone found one recently. We had it somewhere. Really? It was just like clip art, like a star. It said Big J. It had the wrong kind of microphone on it.
Mm-hmm. You had the crooner microphone?
Of course. So it was the fucking the Elvis
like
71 comeback.
Like a soda can.
Shoo-billy-doo, cock joke.
That's the mic that come down.
All his jokes said, "Where are you from? Where'd you get that shirt?" Is that your wife?
I only wrote crowd work back then.
This is underwear, Jay, right? This is when you used to go on stage and strip down your tidy whities.
Oh, yeah. I didn't write that down in the book so much as I drew the schematics.
But Rob would flip a black club 90 times because I was doing open mics around that time, so I used to see that. And he would flip a room.
The best part is the best part was the swagger of that, and then Keith Robinson just crushing that down in me. When we went the first time I met Keith, we did a gig in Minneapolis. My first time flying for a gig. Michael Blackson put me on a gig that I didn't realize I was. He didn't get the word that I was retired from comedy and going to go back to college. Word didn't spread. Never made its way to Mike Blackson. So he booked me on this gig and with Keith, and I did that show. It was a black show, and I killed with that bit at the end of it too.
Nice.
And Keith did really well, but like I definitely had like that thing, me getting naked essentially was the biggest reaction of the night.
Of course.
And I remember Keith going, I didn't know Keith at all from like anybody. So like I'm there and he seemed like a nice guy and everything, but he's trying to give me like sage and sound comedy advice for sure. And I'm almost looking over him, so I'm like, if you'll excuse me, dude, what's it, Keith? I'm gonna go. I have to go take a picture of these two fat black ladies. These two fat black ladies want to take a picture of me. I was always in front of an airbrush picture of a Corvette or Tupac or something.
Or the stack of money.
Yes.
The money stacks, yeah.
The two fat black ladies.
Airbrushed.
What type of underwear did you get down to?
Leopard print.
I'm gonna throw up.
You should.
Jay did it, man.
Yeah,
He was committed.
I was committed, but
Before
it was,
he had the jokes.
the bodybuilding bit. Yeah, so I was doing. But I'm saying like that's
Did you take
exactly.
it all off?
I can only down to the underwear. Yeah, but I would tell you what. No, in tank top.
Did you have to put your pants back on?
Yes, but
Well,
the time it didn't work. That was the thing. It never seemed like a lot of time pulling those pants up until it's happening in a deafeningly silent room, and you have to keep reaching for it and missing it.
You just feel
And
like,
you're hang
it's
on.
like the same feeling.
You're pulling the belt out.
You just got raped.
Yes, Metzger said the time it happened. Metzger said I should have walked off with them around my ankle still and just like waddled back to the green room because it went so bad when it went bad. But it would fucking kill.
Dude,
But it's not that. Again, I didn't know any better, so I don't even feel bad for that. What I feel bad for is, I always thought I had a pretty good relationship with everybody for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, at whatever level I was at, I was like, I think they're respecting the comedy at least.
Right.
And when you think back to something like some fucking a Bobby Slayton or some fucking thing that I would open for randomly at a place had to deal with me coming back with like pull my pants back up and be like, have fun headlining, and it's just like, gugh. Like they should have been like, oh yeah, I guess I have to go up there and talk with my words and do comedy instead of a fucking jerk off. Taking off your clothes to
meat
music.
on the bone there for you.
I was like, they may have something left, but I think they're all exhausted now. He goes, yeah, I just pulled the bit. And I'll tell you, the time before it bombed was because we switched venue.
What was the bit again?
It was about my stepfather hung out with a bunch of bodybuilder dudes, and he was like a weightlifter guy, and said bodybuilding's so gay, the way they do all this stuff, and then the music, the 2001 theme would come on.
You had a tape? You had to put a tape on?
Yeah.
You had to show up and go, dude, just hit it, play it when I
Kenny
say
Ray
this.
Walker.
Let me tell you something. They were happy to do that for me because where we were going these places, it would be me and Kevin Hart. And Kevin Hart gave him a CD binder and was like, all right, this one, track 4, 3.5 minutes in. This one, when I say this word, You're gonna go? Fuck. He had a fucking list,
me.
dude. He had a stack of CDs he had to give you.
I fucking had to do
Some of them were mine because he'd be like, he had a joke, Kev, that was like, hey, this is how different. It's so funny just being so young and being like, at the time I was like, it's good, Kev, it's killing, and I meant it. This is how different ethnicities walk into the club. That's all it was, and like, so he would use like my Metallica CD for like that. Oh, you know what I mean? And
when
then
when I hosted
so
at the
funny.
Cellar, there was one comic, I forget his fucking name, but he had a tape, and I had to squeeze. This is back at the old Cellar. I had to squeeze in between the crowd to go to that back room.
that little booth.
And I had to do, as the host, you had to go back and listen to his whole set, and then when he said this, you had to push play, and then you had to fucking push stop and then play again. And the place would go mental every fucking time. I wanted to rip the tape out of the tape and just snap it so many times. And everybody hated him, but he fucking murdered.
Yeah.
There's something about gimmicks that
Motherfuckers love
that
gimmicks.
crowd, they love a fucking bells and whistles.
Do you remember
Yeah,
Willie
we all
Robo?
hate him, yes.
Willie Robo would
Yeah.
fucking like. I hate him as a human being, but he's
He's
one,
a pretty terrible human being.
one of the only people I've ever almost like literally had they stopped me from fighting
usually
somebody.
the people with the gimmicks, you like them as people. They have to at least be a nice person.
He definitely
Willie's
does.
not a nice person in real life.
This guy's not a good dude. But he
But
does
he
a
gets
thing.
him.
But he does a thing. I'm saying this is the kind of kill that, like, unless you're physical, you'll never even understand. Is this it? What is the gorilla? Right? It's like the fucking joke. It's towards the end, I think. Oh, this might be it.
This is the most replayed.
Yeah.
I know that's right, and it's the shimmy that gets it. That right there. Oh yes, that gets it right there. Mm-hmm. Whoo! Woman, do that to me, boy. Oh, straight.
By the way,
gorilla.
he was born with, I think, 3 hair lips.
Oh, really?
I don't know, but I mean, his lips are all crazy.
Yeah,
but I mean,
something weird happened there. It's scar tissue.
but you can't argue. This is fucking pretty silly. This is funny as hell.
The comics that know that they could do this, what do you think that's like practicing that at home?
How you getting your 10,000 hours in on that?
You have a special room in your house
Yeah.
that this chair can slide
Yeah, you
on.
got to practice
Have you
those
ever been
act
to a
outs.
comics house that has a stool and a mic stand set up for that kind of shit?
Come on.
No.
You have?
Yeah.
Come
Who
on.
out?
Solo. Y'all know Solo Jones?
Solo.
Oh, it sounds like I should. Is that a cartoon character?
Is that?
You sure
Is
that's
he
not
got
a
a
black-
show with Kool-Aid?
Is that
and
a black
nigga fresh?
superhero?
Yeah, it's funny because he's like in Atlanta
Mario
doing
Van
a lot
Peebles?
of Tubi
I'm
movies
Solo
now.
Jones.
But yeah, he I remember I met him on the set of like Law and Order. We were doing background work together,
Oh, shit.
and he took me to his apartment afterwards. And he was showing me like all of the green screen work that he does in camera work, but he had a stool and a mic stand so he could practice all his physical stuff and his face stuff in the
Holy
house.
I mean,
shit,
I did a
dude.
show with a guy once where he was rehearsing his set verbatim before his set,
Oof.
like
I used to
going.
do that when I was
But
a
he was
kid.
he was waiting for the like the crowd laughs as they were laughing, but he's in the back. He's like, "Yeah, I know you like that one." Like he would talk,
Not that part.
buddy.
Not that part.
He did
He'd anticipate the laughs.
all the
and then do,
parts.
ooh.
All the parts. And the funny part is, he just bombed. There was no laughter, but he was going, "You like that?" He just still did. "You like that one?" They were like, "No, we actually did it," and we showed that by not laughing.
Jesus.
Remember the guy? Remember the old black guy with he'd have a cup in his jacket. You remember that?
Who was it?
He used to do the Boston all the time. He was an old black dude. He used to show up and he'd come up and he was very distinguished. He had like an ascot. So it'd be like me, Jay Moore, Patrice, Norton, you
No,
know,
I remember this.
Chappelle, and then this guy would go up and like, "Hello," and he would
William-
do William something. And he,
'Cause
and,
I-
in the
if-
middle of his set, he would do a joke, and then he would just pull a cup,
full glass.
a full glass drink that was in his pocket.
He didn't have like a masturbator joke, did he?
Dude, that was always the
I
king.
got a friend of mine back in Philly, and he's my friend, so
who's
I'll
on?
put this out there. Nate, the landlord, is my
Oh,
homie.
yeah.
Nate used to wear slinkies and a bra underneath of his outfit so that he had this joke about
Respect.
when you go take an old woman home and she's got slinky titties, and then he pulls it out and does the whole thing.
But doesn't he know he could do that with a microphone? I do that with the mic now and the
you just-
cord.
But
Yeah,
the thing
and
was,
the actor and the sound of the mic hitting the ground.
Oh.
the thing about it was he would show up to places like and look for guest spots, and if you give him the guest spot, he already had the bra and the slinkies on.
That's a Philly thing. Buck used to wear.
How do you get
Buck
pussy
used
with
to wear
that?
that fake dick. Remember?
Yeah.
Buck used to wear the fake dick for all the
Buck
college
Wild
shows
used to
and shit.
have a fake dick under a leotard, and tear away dress pants so that he could do this. Another one that he would need you to have the music.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He would have the
Thong
thong
song.
song. He would always invite somebody to come up, usually a dude for his birthday, and be like, "No, I'm gonna buy you a drink. Come on, man, dance, like really dance." And once you dance, then the guy actually gets into it. You look over and Buckner ripped his clothes off, and he's standing in a leotard with a big hard dick going down his leg.
That guy went to prison.
Kids used
That
to
guy
run
went to
up and
prison
down the
after
aisles.
that.
He went to prison with the dick.
He went to prison after he was doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever do like I did at college once, and I just improv this thing with a kid, and the music came on, and we did this whole crazy in the moment improv.
Wow.
And it was just I don't know,
Like a yes and.
It was it was this dance, and he started dancing, and then it was just this moment that happened. They rebooked me. Oh shit! And I tried to relive the moment. I tried to because I went up trying to do jokes and it wasn't working. And they were like, "You're famous." I was like, like we talk about you all the time. Oh my God, please! And they booked me back. It was for
You
more
can't relive
money.
the moment.
Buddy, I tried my ass off, and you can't relive the moment. I brought a kid on stage, and this kid wasn't into it, dude. I bombed so bad trying to improv a moment and all the kids that booked me, they were up at the top smiling, and when I looked up, they were all gone except for one kid, just looking at me sad.
I have a question. Does any other city have? I know there's like black clubs in other cities, but one thing I thought was cool, like Philly kind of seemed like a New York. Like there was a scene to it. It was its own scene. It was. I mean, some of the most. Black clubs.
Oh, black clubs.
But or black rooms or whatever. But like in New York had a bunch of them too. But Philly had a bunch. It wasn't just the Laugh House. There was some other things going around. But I will say, like that circuit, probably more than a Boston mainstream open mic. I would put Philadelphia's local Laugh House scene, the characters in that, as some of like the all-time.
Oh yeah,
just I mean
that Wednesday was crazy, dog.
Beefy, funny.
Boston had.
I mean, these people
Boston
are
had
like
none.
no black scene.
They had no black scene.
Yeah, I believe. I think that's true. I don't remember
there
ever
was
even
no
going
black
out there.
Until Slates came, but Slates came later with Jonathan. I forgot his last name, but yeah, he did Slates.
When we came up, there was no black. It was just rooms. You know? When we came to New York, it was my first.
Sunday at the Boston.
Sunday at the Boston was my first time I ever did a black room. It was
that
terrifying.
wasn't even a good gauge though, because that room was fucking hot.
That was I did
great.
Labatt. I don't know if you remember
LaBar Bat, dude. I ate shit there plenty of times. It was the after work comedy jam hosted by Talent, who they weren't that stoked to see either. They just wanted to go hook up after work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like trying to do comedy at a waiting to exhale party or something. It didn't make sense. Everyone was dressed real nice after work, and then Talent would go on stage with like a football jersey and they'd make him laugh because they remember him always from Def Jam. It wasn't that far removed from that.
I went there with Keith one night. He goes, "Come on, you're gonna go up in this black room." I was like, "All right," because I did Boston a couple times. And I did good, and I went up there and fucking ate my twat. And he put me up last. What a douche! Put me up last. You guys ready for one more? They were like, "No."
You got it.
But the characters
I had my baggy boot jeans on and my fucking
baggy boot
flannel.
jeans. Oh shit!
Tommy Too Smooth, I may have shown you before. He was the man of four faces.
Tommy?
Yeah, the man of four characters.
No.
Yeah. No, Tommy was like he would go on, he did a character named we looked this up I think once, Feliciano Fernandez.
Absolutely.
And his move was in that, again, this is like the same show off your dick thing. Feliciano Fernandez would wear yellow pants. For some reason, that character didn't wear underwear. So when he would go, his character, he'd be like, something, fuck that. When he would say fuck that, I mean, his dick, it was all anybody talked about in the room.
Yeah.
You forget what he was talking about. You're like, yo, is this like, are we going to get shut down?
What's happening here?
It's insane.
Yeah. Have you seen his the viral clip of him recently?
There's a viral clip?
He's
viral.
telling a story about how Michael Jackson beat up Tupac over what's the name's daughter.
It was one of my clips. So if we're talking about make it,
Tommy Too Smooth.
Yeah. It's a fascinating. I don't know what show it is. I just seen it, and more people are starting to piggyback on this story now as a result of it. It's spreading.
Good for him.
Like wow.
Yeah, really.
Smooth, bro.
Good for Tommy Too Smooth. Now, Tommy, can you tell it to me? Is Lula Mae Thompson?
Lula Mae killed. I remember one time.
What's Lula Mae? What is Lula Mae?
Well, that's what got him.
That's another one.
What made him get his? By the time I started doing comedy, Tommy was in Philly. In the black circuit, for sure, was like one of the dogs.
Right.
He was one of the guys. Even if he was doing comedy for 4 years, maybe at that point, I have no idea. But he was one of the guys because he did Comic View, which was big credit at the time.
And killed him with Common View.
And he murdered with this like Lula May character.
Old grandma character.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see it. Can we see it?
But he just sings songs. It's always like about singing songs.
Was
and
it
stuff.
good?
That was crazy.
It would
He
get the
used to
crowd
flip
going.
There's the
Because he
right
would get
answer.
the crowd he would get them clapping in unison and
Thank you,
start
Dave.
building up a
Curly
synergy.
wig.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave, that was
That's
so.
it.
That was. Thank you so much,
first of
Dave.
all-
He goes, Jay, was it good? Dave goes, it was. The crowd was into it. Like, thank
Look
you,
at that. But I
thank you.
remember I used to be sitting in the back of this room watching this go down at this place.
Oh
And
yeah,
he'd be killing.
murdering. He was like you didn't want to follow him because like he
Yeah.
would like that was kind of level the audience.
I think Lamont should do this.
Who?
You know, oh, I forget it. Nice talking to you.
Who's Lamont?
You don't know Lamont?
You know I'm talking about Lamont. You don't know Lamont? You know I'm talking about Lamont.
Forget it.
We've been smoking angel dust.
No, I thought Jay would remember, but he doesn't.
It's a reference I'm blowing.
It's all right. It's all right. I thought-
You don't know Lamont?
it was before you. I forget it.
From Roxborough.
Forget it.
Keep on. Move on. I remember all his songs.
I've never felt more uncomfortable in my life when you went, "Who's Lamont?" Who is this guy?
Who's he?
no.
No, that's not him.
It's just A.
No, wait,
Lamont.
wait,
She just looked up
That's
someone we know named Lamont.
Lamont
That was
Jackson.
Lamont. That was Lamont. Yeah, it was Lamont. Yeah, it was Lamont. That was who I was talking about.
Lamont. I grew up.
Oh,
with
was it really?
Yeah.
I grew up with a Lamont.
I remember Lamont.
Yeah, there was a Lamont. Four doors down from me. A flaming homosexual since we were 6 years old.
Lamont, yeah.
Like, and my mom, as
Lamont
a result.
Harris.
Oh,
Ramont.
Ramont.
That's
Oh,
Ramont.
no, there's
Ramont.
two. There's a Lamont and
There's
a Ramont. They're
There's
brothers.
a Lamont.
One is like nose ring. One looks like you.
No,
like,
Ramont. I know Ramont.
And then there's
Yeah,
another
Lamont.
one with the
It's
high top.
It's Ralph. It's Ralph. It's Ralph, and
Ralph
Ramont.
is the one that made it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
He was on
Lamont.
Seinfeld when it was
Ramont
like,
is Ramont's DJing on Instagram. That was one of the. I'll tell you what, Ramont Harris, same as several people.
I took his comedy class, so I'm not.
You took a comedy class?
Back my first year of comedy, yeah.
I took one too.
When I was like,
I was forced.
I was 19
I'll
years
tell you
old.
what, I
didn't know what to do,
That's fair.
Bob.
I was
19.
living in a house with this Maria Falzoni, who was like a big comic in Boston.
Okay.
And she taught a comedy class. And I was paying like $125 for a room in her house, and she made me take her class.
How about that?
Because I live there.
Oh, nice.
And I got into a fight with the speaker that she brought in because he was like, you have to be clean. You can't talk about sex. It's about 7 minutes of clean material, The Tonight Show.
That's not fun though.
And I told him, I go, listen, bro, I got out of jail like 4 years ago.
That's right.
And all my life, all I do is I try to fuck and fucking have fun.
Thank you.
What am I supposed to talk about?
Right.
I don't know this
All's
life.
my life I've had to fight.
All's my life.
All's my life I had to fight and fuck.
All's my life I had.
That's Bobby Seeley. That's Bobby Miss Minnie.
Bobby
I got
Seeley,
kicked out of the class.
founder of the Black Panther Party.
Bobby Seeley right there.
Bobby Seeley.
Comedy class, Ramont Harris. It's always someone who's
Yeah,
like.
I took it.
I gotta ask
I felt
everybody.
bad. It was an
is this
improv
the
class. That's all it was.
I think
improv.
usually the club just kind of taps somebody on the shoulder, like, "Yeah, you want to?"
No, I know, but the ball bag to be like, I've got valuable information. I'm 50 and still live where I live.
Yeah.
The picture, the guy who
I
does it.
still live where I live.
The
It's
guy
such a
who
perfect saying.
the guy who does it at the comic strip. I mean, they have a picture of him that when I first went in there. Didn't you say that too? It looks like it's a memorial to a dead person. D.F. Sweedler.
Is he still
do you-
teaching it up there?
It's a crime if he is. Someone should bring up charges on this. You
Yeah.
can't charge because the teacher should at least know anything about the subject they're teaching.
Right.
Oh, shit.
It's wild.
We got to take a break.
Oh yeah, we
we
need to
took
go.
a break.
Shit.
Having a good time.
It was a good time.
shit.
Went by fast.
Always a great time. Dave Temple, Derek Gaines are currently on the Let's Get Pizza tour with dates coming up at City Winery in Philly, November 29th, and the Creek in the Cave in Austin on December 12th. After that, they're going to be in Houston, New York City, Tacoma. Oh, those are fun cities. For tickets, it's going to be fun. You guys are doing the right move, by the way. Go with friends.
Yeah.
Say you
Just go have
we have
fun,
too
man.
much fucking traveling. They have to be lonely and shit like that. all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, take it from me and Jay. To
To the loneliest shitheads in
fatzos on the
town.
road. And he doesn't answer the phone when you call.
We got to talk each other off of Taco Bell ledges. Late night. For tickets and all tour dates, visit Linktree/NNFA. Derek's also going to be filming a special on December 10th at Second City in Brooklyn. That room is beautiful.
Beautiful,
Yeah,
Beautiful
buddy.
room. I just did it for the festival. That's again Second City in Brooklyn, December 10th. Dave Temple's going to be back in Austin at the Sunset Strip Comedy Club on January 18th. Make sure you check them out. Follow them on socials. And
Make sure you check out Jay this Sunday. He's got one show they added Sunday.
They didn't add it. It was there the whole time. I just didn't know about it.
It was there the whole time. Make sure you check him out at Helium Comedy Club this week. He's going to be there. All of it's sold out. But
Everything
Sunday's
else is
available.
sold out, I think.
And then December 1st, he'll be at Stanford, St.
You got an
Louis,
opening
West Palm Beach.
tomorrow?
For tickets and all other dates, visit Big J Comedy. Can't say no now, Jay. It's
No,
on the
I do
air.
have an opener for tomorrow,
You
but
don't?
there's another thing. But let me tell you something.
Yes.
There's might be an opening for that on
Sunday.
Sunday.
There you go. Now you're in. It's me. I'm going to be all over. Uncle Vinny's is gone. I'm going home. I got a big
No more Uncle Vinny's.
family reunion, so I won't be doing that. But Gramercy in New York City with
The
the
Regs.
Regs, and I'm going to be in Beacon, New York at the theater up there, and then I'm going to be all over the place. Punch
Come on,
Up
of course,
Live.
every Tuesday night
Young
at the
Bob.
Fat Black Pussycat
Yes.
Lounge, the Comedy Cellar.
Yes. And I got a new web, Robert Kelly Comedy on YouTube. All my stand-up's going to be up there. And check out our show. The Christmas show's happening.
Absolutely. And tomorrow you're gonna hear the pre-record this week, and then we'll be back on Monday. Everybody, have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you so much, Derek.
Thanks for coming in, guys. You guys are hilarious. We'll see you guys next time.
Bonfire.
Cheese.